Welcome to RCSP, Florida. Today we're back at Cruz Lake Wilderness Park. It's in Pasco County. And we're going to see what else we can see here. We were here once before. This is our second trip, and we hopefully have enough to make a video out of this. So come along with me and we'll see what we can find. Well, here's another example of a live oak tree. You can see that the roots here are pretty much, it's fallen over and cracked, but it's still alive. And if you come on up, it goes right on out, hits the ground, comes right back up again, and goes all the way out to the edge of the water. Or when there is water, it's dry season here, so the lake is way down. It's coming more land than there is lake, but it's deeper out towards the center. But it's very interesting. I know you get maybe tired of seeing these trees, but you don't see these kind of trees, You see them a lot in Florida and out in the boondocks, but I think here's where a woodpecker might have been. There was a limb there originally, I guess. And now it's kind of healed over, and it's just a hole about 2 inches deep. So anyway, thought you might be interested in that. You're always seeing me shoot resurrection fern. This is what happens when you don't get any rain, and it gets a little bit on the unhappy side. So when you see all the green, which I showed you some of in the Bach Tower video, this is what it looks like when it hadn't had any water a while. It just shrivels up, looks like it's dead. You get rain, and the next day it looks nice and green. It's an interesting plant. This poor old tree has been through hell. It looks like it's been hit by lightning at some point, but it is still hanging in there. It's still got green leaves on it, so it's still trying. But it is has a lot of resurrection fern on this one, and it is quite something. These trees are really, really strong, and they can take a lot before they die. This is the marshland that's here. It's pretty good size, bigger than I thought it would be. And now you can see the dock over there, which we will be there in a little while. This is the boardwalk that you saw earlier. Not sure how this audio is going to be. It's a little windy today, and there's nothing to stop it coming across this lake. But as you can see, this lake is way on the low side. The boardwalk is barely in the water. As you can see right there, if I get my tripod out of the way, there's the water's edge, and there's where the boardwalk goes to. So it's not very good. Only thing good about it is it gets me out here where I can get a little closer picture of these birds, maybe, and that would be good. There goes a crackle. Just flew out from under the dock. Quite a few vultures flying around today. Oop, there go 2 more crackles out from under the dock. Or I should say boardwalk. And we have a few water lilies here, which I'll try and get a picture of. But here's what the lake kind of looks like. It's a big area. It's a big wetlands. Right straight out now is where those birds are, but they're kind of way out there. Today I'm using the, as you will see in a second, kind of straighten it out a little bit. I'm using the A7R4 with the 100 to 400. Never been here before, so I wasn't sure what I was going to run into, and that's the most versatile lens. I can do almost macro with that, as well as reach out 400 millimeters, but those birds are long ways out. I'm not sure how much the 600 millimeter would help, but wouldn't be great. I'd have to almost put a 2x extender on there, and I rarely use extenders, so I have a 1.4 and I don't even have a 2. Anyway, let me see what I can find out here. I always try and get a picture of these signs. I don't always read them at the time. Sometimes I do if I'm interested in what's going on, but sometimes I'll read them when I get back to the computer. This is Florida scrub country. Sustained by fire, Florida scrub jays are here, gopher tortoises, and a home for hundreds. Off we go. And here is a map. It's a 0.7 mile loop, according to this. Okie dokie, off we go. I know in some parts of the world and even this country that it's still winter big time, but in Florida, March is the beginning of spring. And it's really cool to see all these trees coming out. And these are in the sunlight here, and they're just a really bright green. And as the time goes on and they get older, the leaves get bigger, of course, and they also turn darker. So I love this time of year. We're on that same loop again, or still, I should say. All the sand and all that I'm seeing, I'm betting it is a good place for gopher tortoise. They like that sandy soil because it's easy for them to dig in and make a hole. I said the trail is 0.7 miles. I don't know that I'm going to go 0.7 miles because, well, I don't know, it's not that far. Although the sun is getting down here. And I know in no way I'm thinking I'm going to get lost out here because it's a big area, but it's very hard to get lost. I'm sure there are some people who can do it, possibly even me under the right circumstances, but I'm not going to get too excited about it. This does look like a scrub country that a scrub jay would be in. Although there's a lot of tall trees here. They like to have little short bushy trees and almost dry weather, almost desert-like for Florida, which is not much of a desert with all the rain we get here, but there are places that are very dry and it's not that they don't get a lot of rain, they get rain, but the sand is so coarse that it just drains and goes right through it, and they don't get the advantage of getting a lot of water. So, and this place kind of shows that you can see all the trees are just little bitty short things. I mean, they're higher than my head, but they're not more than about 10 or 15 feet tall compared to, 30 or 40 feet or more for the big trees. There's a few big trees here, but there's also trail going off that way. And I've seen several other trails that have gone off of this. That's the one thing I wish they did, and if they haven't, I have not found it yet. They don't have a good map of this place that has all these trails on them there. These things are interesting. I didn't bring my big camera. The only camera I've got, I was just doing kind of an expedition here to get out here and reconnoiter, so to speak, but these things are really cool. It's some kind of a moss, I would think, but I'm not sure what kind. Anyway, there's a lot of them here. There's more over here, like a little patch of them here. Kind of cool. There's some little tiny flowers growing up right there, if you can see them kind of right there. Okay, off we go again. Can't do too much of this, I'll be like Florida Trailblazer. He does a good job though. I've learned a lot of places that I didn't know about from watching his videos. So if you want to see some of Florida, tune into the Florida Trailblazer channel. I've been up in the Green Swamp a lot, which is where he spends a lot of time. And it's a huge place, but so we've never run into each other. And look here, there's more of this. Whatever that is, there's lots of it on the ground there. And it goes way on back there. Kind of weird. I'll have to look that up and see what that is. This is gonna be pretty a little bit here. Flowers are getting ready to burst out there. There's the blooms, and they're all the way down the stalk. I wish I could identify all these things just by looking at them, but number one, my memory's not that good these days. Not that it ever was that great, but age hasn't helped any. And this is a tropical area, so there are a gazillion and one plants and flowers in Florida. So trying to even begin to keep up with them is a full-time challenge. Oh, I only got two. See, here's a conundrum. Which way do you go? Because the trails aren't numbered. You know, it just says like camping, I think, that way. But then there's another trail that goes off that way. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm not going camping, so. And I think from looking at that down the street there, I just may go back to a road someplace. So I'm just gonna kind of go straight. I'm going back the same way I came, so it doesn't really matter. Well, little mossy stuff is everywhere. Here's another big patch of it over here. All out through there. I have seen that before, but I haven't seen it in a lot of places, so it's kind of something weird. I'll have to look that up and see what that is. If I find out, when I show the video, I'll put it on the screen if I figure out what it is. I can probably get a PlantNet or Seek or one of those, and it might be able to tell me. Although I have been able to kind of bamboozle those two softwares and had things that they had no idea what it was. They say, we think it's of this variety, and that's about as far as it gets. And that doesn't do me any good. For example, a primrose willow, which I've taken lots and lots, and you've seen lots and lots of pictures of primrose willows. Just in the Florida area, there are, I think, over 30 species of primrose willow. So that's why it's so hard to figure out, okay, which one is this? There are a few varieties that actually take precedent, and they're here more than a lot of the other ones. I think the Mexican primrose willow is one of the ones that's here. Some of them have big leaves, some of them have small leaves. The flowers are different sizes, but in general, they look about the same. Well, I see somebody use this for a dump. Nice of them to do that in a park. Bunch of old carpet out there. People are pigs. They really are. Actually, I want that to have a four-wheel drive vehicle to get back here. Although I guess a car would go on this road, it's not that big a deal. But why would you come into a park to just dump stuff? That's gross. Okay, well, I don't want to bore you, so I'm going to shut this off for a while. If I see anything interesting, I'll start it back up. Well, I should be blowing my whistle about now because I'm coming into a station here. This is a small gauge railroad, and I say small gauge because those tracks are they're less than a foot apart. And you ride actually on top of the car rather than in the cars. But it is open out here, I think, on the weekends. And here's where they have a switch. And then you'll be able to see this soon coming up. Let me step between the tracks here so I don't trip myself. And we're coming into Dade City. It says on the barn there, Dade City Depot. Well, that'll about do it for this video. I'm standing here. I think I told you there was a train, a small gauge train here that you can actually ride, but you actually sit on the cars. And here's the barn for it, called Carrollwood Barn. And this is the Dade City Depot. So I'm gonna leave you here. Hope you enjoyed the video. I said this is my second trip out here. And I enjoyed both of them. And you will see some pictures and maybe some videos from the first outing, which is about a week ago. And that'll make up the whole video. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. And if you want to be notified when I post a new video, tickle that bell button. Till next time, have a great day. And get out there and shoot. You're not going to be a better photographer if you sit there on your couch. Have a good day. Bye-bye.